really breaks my heart. Cause we've been lied to, misled for years, calling out to the Most High on this trail of tears. AHRAYAH, 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 AHRAYAH.
Hit a couple key points about what got you here and what made you make the decision to finally get baptized and things like that. But first, just want to go over a couple things. This is a brave thing you all doing, getting baptized, because it takes a lot of humility to get baptized. It does. It takes a lot of humility, and it takes courage to recognize that it takes that water to change your life fully. So let's just get 1 Corinthians 13 on charity. So you can start at verse 1. Yeah. Because we're going over charity because we went over it in class yesterday. Like, we're not justified by the so-called works of the law. We're justified by faith and by charitable works, right? So that's what we can judge on our level of charity. Elder Gabar always says we got a debt to pay, and it's through our charitable works that we kind of make our ledger clean, if you will. So you can start at verse 1.
Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, and have not charity, I am become as sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal.
Right, meaning he's just making noise, and he's not being able to communicate clearly, because all his works, if they're not what you call driven by charity or driven by a sincere spirit, is all for naught. Go ahead.
And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains and have not charity, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned, and not charity, and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing.
Right. So a lot of times when we get into this walk and get into this truth, if you will, we get it a little backwards. We'll elevate the knowledge. We'll elevate, the precepts, being able to battle Christians, being able to battle Muslims, being able to recite the 12 tribe charts, knowing all the history, gathering all the books. Every single book that Elder Ricard shows up on the video, we get it immediately, and then we just need to devour the book. And we put too much value into that, and we missing the mark. Because at the end of the day, it's about this brotherhood and sisterhood. It's about building the church, and it's about affecting our community, making sure that we could change lives out there, because we see it all the time, especially where we at. Just last night, leaving Shabbat, you had a homeless fella come by. I'm usually after Bible study and after Shabbat, there's always going to be the same brothers out there talking to them. Am I lying? After Bible study, after Shabbat, there's always somebody coming by. And for the past, I say this month, we might have had like 2 folks come in who just walk by and see the church and like, man, I'm looking for a church home. And usually you just see that on TV with Christian churches, you know what I'm saying? Or in real life, but it's usually with Christian churches. So it's powerful that we, got the true doctrine of Christ and having that same effect on people. Go ahead,
Charity suffereth long and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up.
Right, so it's not puffed up. Go ahead.
Doth not behave itself unseemly. Seeketh not her own. Is not easily provoked. Thinketh no evil.
Right, so these are the type of the mindsets that we got to have when we're dealing with each other, and once we come to that water, because a lot of times, and the truth also, and this is Babylon, just taught us to be selfish. And we'll be selfish and not even realizing we're being selfish, because we're so in tune with flipping through these scriptures, trying to learn for ourselves. But Paul said he learns for others, and in Sirach. He said in Sirach, I learned for those others. So we got to realize, like, everything that we soaking in, it ain't just about remembering precepts, remembering scriptures. It's about soaking up the Spirit of Christ and be able to relay that to the people. Go ahead, verse 6.
rejoiceth not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in the truth, beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things.
Right, and then also one of the scriptures before, what was it? I think it's verse 4.
Suffereth long.
No, verse 3. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing. Because you can do those things and be in the spirit and have a sincere spirit to do those things, but for some reason, I don't know what it is about human nature, just the curses we under. We'll go out, feed the poor, we'll go out and save, the animals and save the rainforest, but then the brother that we see every day, we'll be quick to shoot back at him. You know what I'm saying? So we just got it kind of skewed. So we'll go out and do all these charitable works, but we don't know how to deal with our wife. We don't know how to deal with our husband. We don't know how to deal with our children. We don't know how to deal with our brothers and sisters in the church, So that's how, if you don't have charity, all those works that you do will be up for naught. And then also sometimes we get caught up with doing those works just so we can feel good about ourselves, but that's not charity either. So drop down to verse 11.
When I was a child, I spake as a child, I understood as a child, I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. For now, we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then shall I know even as also I am known. And now abideth faith, hope, charity, these three, but the greatest of these is charity.
Right, and how we go through it with that one line of scriptures when we're breaking down the scripture in Romans. They had a zeal, they had a zeal for the Most High, but not according to knowledge. And then we break it down to 1 Timothy, talking about the end of the law, right? And that end of the law is love, charity. So that's where Christ came, to show us how to fulfill the law with love and how to love one another and have charity among each other. So, final set of scriptures, the famous ones we usually get with baptisms, Sirach chapter 2. And that's just something to just always kind of think about. You can always have charity as what you call like your guiding post. Like when things are kind of going left or going right, just kind of stay grounded in charity. Because I was speaking to a brother last night and he was like, man, it just seemed like the more I give to the church, not just money, but his spirit, he feels better. He feels more light. And that's what it's about. It's about building the church and building a community, building families, building relationships. So we can start at verse 1.
My son, if thou come to serve the Most High, prepare thy soul for temptation.
Right, prepare thy soul for temptation. So just know that temptation comes. We went over it yesterday, that by us being partakers of the flesh and blood, just like Christ, that we'll have to suffer too. And if we want that kingdom, we'll have to suffer just like he did. Go ahead.
Set thy heart aright, and constantly endure.
Right, and constantly endure. Go ahead.
And make not haste in time of trouble.
And that's what we usually do. When we're faced with troubling times, we get hasty. And we respond with our emotions. And we quick to just make fast judgments about things without trying to discern spiritually what's really going on. And when you move in haste, it's usually moving in fear. And you're moving in doubt. Because this way, which is the right way in your spirit, is not fast enough for the flesh. So that's how the brother said yesterday, we compromise with things. Right? Go ahead.
Cleave unto him, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient, when thou art changed to a low estate.
Right, patience and everything. And whatever is brought upon you, take cheerfully, just like David did yesterday. We read the story about David when he lost that child. Go ahead.
For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
Right, so just like when you try gold in the fire, what does that mean? Is you gotta purify gold, because when you see, if we'll just see gold, we'll just pass it over in its natural state. You'll just think it's like just a heap of coal or something, or some just ugly looking rock. But you gotta burn it in the fire to get all those impurities out And that's how you get the gold that we see in the gold bars or the gold jewelry. So it's the same thing with us. We go through the fire of adversity, and that's how we're able to rise and get all that impurity burned from us. So just know that, you know, the adversity is natural. So we can't think it's something strange that it's just, nobody can possibly be going through the things that we go through. No, that's part of life. It's part of what the Most High's plan is, to make sure that his creation becomes pure. Go ahead.
Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way right, and trust in him.
Right. So that's it. We'll end on that. And also it's Mexican Independence Day, so you see brothers and sisters from the tribe of Issachar riding through this park with flags. That's why. And this is a heavily Issachar neighborhood we in. So just, you know, but we'll start off with the testimonies. We'll do the testimonies, then we'll do a prayer, and then everybody will get a chance to just kind of meditate to the Most High and speak with him, and, you know, plead for, you know, forgiveness, for faith, mercy, and say whatever you need to say to him, and then we'll proceed with the baptisms.
Well, I grew up in the Christian church. My father and mother, they, you know, I just kind of went, but then never really knew what it was about. Never knew what the Bible was about. Never knew who Christ really was. Just knew his name, and on his birthday, I got, you know, gifts. So I thought, you know, but as I got older, I saw my mom's seriousness. She stopped celebrating Christmas, actually, and then but she still, like, kind of, you know, would give us gifts on Christmas. But fast forward, I joined the Army. I was in that for 3 years, and got kind of hooked into the perverted lifestyle, being in the Army in Germany and all that. Once I got out of that, I just kind of, I met a woman that she's no longer here. For a while, she was my fiance, and she's the one that kind of helped me get on track with the Most High. Like, very seriously. She kind of checked my conduct, but she still wasn't completely in the truth. She didn't know who she was, but it helped me get to the road to where I'm at now. There I am. It's a lot more, but like, I don't really know how to keep it short. That's pretty much what I got.
All right.
In the name of AHRAYAH, Father and Messiah, one on one. In the name of AHRAYAH, Father and Messiah, one on one.
Yeah!
In meekness, and follow the path of Christ in sequence. That water, and be born again. Straight away out that water, and be born again.
I'll keep it short and brief, but because I was touched by the Spirit in 2010, 2012, luckily, and which had me into the books, had me into the Bible, guiding me through the scriptures for over a year and a half, and brought me to GOCC. Looking at other churches, I grew up as a Baptist Christian, just like everyone else practically, and I always felt it was a problem, and something was missing. People used to have me go to certain churches with them, and I go there, and something's just missing. Something led me, which is the Spirit, led me to GOCC, and that's where I need to be. I see what was missing. I guess that's all I can say right now.
Messiah.
Straight away out that water and be born again.
I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy that my family's here too. Praise the Messiah.
In meekness and follow the path of Christ. Straight away out that water and be born again. Straight away out that water.
This has been a very interesting journey. My husband is the one who opened up my eyes to the truth, and I'm just very, very grateful that I'm able to be here today and get baptized.
Straight away out that water and be born again. Straight away out that water.
My name is Pauline Moore, and I was woke up actually with this. I started out in different churches, and about 3 in the morning, because y'all was preaching, actually, he was doing this, and it woke me up. Whatever it was woke me up. And I said, GOCC is where I need to be. I've been searching for like 3.5 years. And I said, you know what? If it's meant for me to be at GOCC, I'm going to be there. And I called the show one day. It was a Friday or something. And I was the first one on the line. And I told them I wanted to be baptized.
In meekness and follow the path of Christ. Straight away out that water and be born again. Straight away out that water and be born again. Straight away, let me ask one thing. Can any man forbid water that the
I'll try to keep it short. Right. Catholic school, parents, relatives, Baptists, Jehovah's Witnesses, yada yada yada. My father was a witness. He was trying to pressure me to convert. Just never felt right. So I always believed in the Most High, believed in Christ, but I didn't believe in that. So I kind of went my own way, trying to find my own way, and I got introduced to GOCC 3 years, 4 years ago? About 3 years ago, by my classmate, Alonzo. He was posting on social media. I started paying attention, and this stuff started clicking. It started making sense, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, that's what I've been looking for. So I took the Hebrew Bible Academy, and I've been stuck ever since. So
in meekness and follow the path of Christ. Straight away out that water and be born again. Straight away out that water and be born again.
I'm here today because my son Brandon and I have been going, well actually me mostly, have been going to the church on and off for about a year. You know, and a lot that I'm learning from here, for me, is the last part of what you were saying earlier about the charity. You know, I've spent a life doing too much for myself and not enough for others. And so I'm trusting today not only will my body be healed, my spirit be healed, you know, but that charity is brought to this part of my life. Thank you.
In meekness, and follow the path of Christ in
Straight away
sequence.
out that water and be born again. Straight away out that water and be born again.
Straight away, let me ask one thing. Can any man forbid?
Yeah, that's what it's about. Getting baptized, renewing your mind, because Babylon did a job on us.
Yes.
And there's so many talking points on that. My favorite line, we got a year-long workshop just on that, you know. But it's just time. It's time for our people to recognize, you know, man, I could go on, but hey, we all here, believers, followers of Christ, and obviously we're going to do some editing on this, but it is a beautiful thing. There's just so much I want to say, but silence is probably just better. So you all have a chance right now to meditate to the Most High, pray to Him, and we'll do a group prayer real quick, and we'll get this going.
Really breaks my heart.